Government's warnings against manifestations in the country has once again fallen on deaf ears as civilian population in the littoral center and west region were on the streets today for an anti-government riot. Reports or sources confirmed that neighborhoods like Ndokoti in Douala was tense today as confrontations between the civilian and the forces of law and order reached a fever pitch. Some persons have been apprehended while others have been injured. Tamai Jarvis, journalist at My Media Prime, and technician Christian Tebong were amongst those who were apprehended or arrested earlier today on duty. Good evening and welcome to the 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime. We bring you news about today's event, September 22, the planned protest called organized by the leader of MRC, Professor Maurice Kamto, saw the light today despite government's warning against the manifestation in the political and economic capital. Civilians were on the streets to demonstrate or call for the resignation of the President, His Excellency President Paul Biya. Reports say several persons were injured earlier today and some people arrested. Details in the following report with Audrey Zatsa.
The mid-hours of this Tuesday, 22nd September 2020, has seen the usual calmness of some cities in Cameroon disrupted by manifestations called up for this day by the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party in a bid to oust President Paul Biya from power. The manifestation started timidly and later emerged with protesters marching, singing slogans like "Paul Biya must go" and "No to the Electoral Code," with a huge presence of forces of law and order in some intersections of the city to disperse the protest. According to our reporter Crise, protesters have inhaled a considerable quantity of tear gas sprayed on them by the police officers in Dokoti Tradex.
As you rightly said, this reporter, alongside other reporters who are here at Ndokoti roundabout, have inhaled a good and huge quantity of tear gas thrown on the population by security officers, who are many of them here at Ndokoti.
In another part of the city of Douala, Romprende-Do, Tamai Jarvis, a reporter, gives the account in that area.
As of now, the situation here is quite calm. When I mean calm, there is no protest ongoing here at Romprende-Do. One can see here the members of Cameroon Armed Forces, both dressed with their military hardware, and those are equally dressed in civilian clothing or civilian attire, already one point. And equally, what we've been able to gather, a lot of businessmen and women could not turn out here to do their businesses as usual because of the atmosphere.
Equally in Yaoundé, the Secretary General of the Popular Action Party, in support of the MRC's call on peaceful protest, Fabrice Lena, led the march in some neighborhoods in Yaoundé. Today's protest has witnessed the arrest of journalists on ground for coverage identified as Tamai Jarvis and cameraman Christian Tebong, reporting for My Media Prime TV, and a call for the release of these journalists have started breaking social networks.
Tamai Jarvis, journalist at My Media Prime, and Christian Tebong left the studios of My Media Prime earlier this morning for a live coverage of the 22nd September manifestation called by the president or the leader of the MRC political party. They were arrested on duty. As at now, at press time, they're still under police custody. And this day goes down memory lane as the day most Cameroonians, or many Cameroonians, went to the streets to pour out their frustration and ask for the unconditional release of all detainees arrested in connection to the Anglophone Crise. We're talking about September 22, 2017. Protesters were on the streets of the northwest and southwest region. Let's revisit history in the following report with Moki Joberegan.
That was the atmosphere that enveloped Buea, Southwest Regional Capital, on the 22nd of September 2017 as peaceful protesters came out in their numbers to articulate their grievances, mindful of the devastating consequences of violence. Meanwhile, at the entrance of a corner in Moyoka subdivision, where water cannon military chop combat ready in a corner at about 9 a.m. of September 22, 2017, the peaceful unarmed civilians were already on the street with their different messages.
We are asking the regime to release all the detainees because we are not ready for any war. We are ready for a gentleman peace talks.
Free all arrested, to release everybody arrested. Our brothers that have been arrested for no justice, Mancho BBC, Ben Terence, and others, all have been arrested for their right.
Signing off from Ekona is the population working with the same link with the security forces heading to the governor's office to lay their complaints. At the Buea Boulevard, the young and energetic youth later widened the scope of their demonstration by blocking the main road as a sharp response to their cry. The peaceful protesters were later barred from advancing to the governor's office on a face-to-face confrontation with the security forces. At Moliko Buea, it was a different ball game as tear gas was the order of the day and a house was on fire at Checkpoint Buea. Today, the 22nd of September 2020, the town of Buea is alive as economic activities is booming in the town of legendary hospitality. It should be recalled that the peaceful demonstration of citizens drawn from Ekona, Munya, My 16 Motengene came a day after the International Day for Peace in 2017 under the theme Together for Peace, Respect, Safety and Dignity for All.
Some Cameroonian soldiers involved in the killing of women and children in the far north region of the country back in 2015 have been sentenced by the Yaoundé military court. 7 soldiers were under trial related to the 2015 killings. 4 of them were sentenced to 10 years in prison. 1 was served 2 years and 2 were acquitted. Details in the following report with student journalist and internship Abuno Clarence.
4 Cameroonian soldiers and another have been sentenced for 10 years and 2 years respectively by the Yaoundé military court for shooting to death 2 women and 2 young children in the far north region of Cameroon in 2015. In the video which got viral in 2018, the soldiers are seen accusing the women of belonging to the Boko Haram Islamist group. The victims, who included a baby, tied to one of the women's back, were then marched down a dusty road, blindfolded and shot 22 times. But government spokesman Isachiruma Bakari then denied the footage, saying it was not Cameroonian soldiers, but later on arrested the 7 military personnel. Out of the 7 who were put on trial by the military court in Yaoundé, 2 were acquitted, 4 received 10-year sentences for carrying out the killings or being complicit to the killings. A 5th soldier was sentenced to 2 years for filming and sharing the footage of the incident.
Some persons have received acknowledgements by the PCC National Peace Office for their strides in peace building in the face of the ongoing socio-political crisis in the country. This was during the 2nd edition of the PCC Peace Award ceremony, which took place recently in Buea. Details in the following report with Clarice Ekoe.
The Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, PCC, under the banner of the National Peace Office, has distinguished some peace crusaders in Cameroon by awarding them with peace medals. This was during the 2nd edition of the PCC Peace Award, an annual event meant to concede those working tirelessly to advocate for peace in the nation. The PCC Peace Award ceremony saw 3 peace ambassadors who were recognized in 3 categories, namely the male category, the female category, and for the first time the youth category.
either the state armed groups as non-state armed groups are suspecting you, or the military are suspecting you. But we used to brave the odds to move to those places, no matter the insecurity, because we have a heart for humanity. That's why our journey of peace and security and contributing to the refugees, the returnees, and the IDPs are continuing.
They are brothers and sisters. When the military dies, a brother. When the civilian dies, he is a brother. And we should not be losing so many lives because of our greed. Let's start silencing the guns.
Holding at the Synod office in Buea and presided at by the moderator of the PCC, Right Reverend Funky Samuel Foba, he re-echoed the need for the laureate and every other Christian to be peace crusader wherever they go, and given the crucial times brought about by the ongoing Anglophone crisis rocking the northwest and southwest regions, peace should be practical, the moderator said. Thus, the bait of the PCC National Peace Office in Cameroon is to promote peace during and even after the Anglophone crisis. The moderator bolded.
PCC in bringing about peace is not only limited in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. We are poised to be agents of peace in all of Cameroon and beyond. And so we do everything possible to see that peace reigns in our land.
Meanwhile, to the PCC National Peace Coordinator, Reverend Ty Williams, he encouraged other Cameroonians wishing to draw such recognition to practice and preach peace in their respective communities.
Whosoever that will love to be celebrated as a peace builder, which to me is something that should be eternal, should start from this day to work for peace.
Worthy of note is that this PCC Peace Award was organized in prelude to the celebration of the National Peace Day that was observed by Presbyterian Christians in Buea.
Some 15 lads have received medals to reward their hard work over the year. They were decorated during the twin ceremony to install the General and Board Chair of NASLA, which took place in Buea. Clarice Ekowe completes the story in the following report.
Of the President of the Republic and by nature of the powers conferred on us, we now make you Knight of the Order of Valor.
Following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in Yaoundé, Cameroon on March 6, 2020, and the need to curb the spread of the virus through the strict respect for laid down COVID-19 barrier measures, national celebrations such as the National Day celebrated every 20th of May was suspended. Consequently, the traditional award of medal to universal meritorious Cameroonians who have distinguished themselves over the years was put on a standstill. Hence, this twin ceremony that held in Buea to install the Pioneer Board Chair and Director General of NASLA was equally an opportunity to reward some 15 hardworking Cameroonians. These recipients were decorated within the framework of the 20th May Traditional Award of Medals conducted by the Minister and the Southwest Governor. Among them was one Grand Officer of the National Order of Valor, 6 who were decorated with the Knight of the Cameroon Order of Merit, 5 who were decorated with the Public Trust Medal, and 3 with the Knight of Order of Valor. To some laureates, they couldn't hide their joy for such recognition by the state, while indicating that it is a call for them to work even harder.
I want to say that I'm very honored. I just feel so honored today to see that all the work that we have been doing is being seen at the national level. So I just want to say that I'm so proud to carry this medal. I want to share it with all these people who have been supporting me, especially the chiefs, the governor, the mayors, the colleagues, the media. I want to say thank you very much because all the work that I was doing, you people were able to send it out for people to see. Thank you very much.
While congratulating the laureate, the minister enjoined them to keep the flow of hard work going high. He equally called on those wishing to draw medals to draw the good example from these laureates. Family members and friends were equally present to give their support to the laureates.
In sports, Limbe-based Southwest Regional League side Option Sports Academy have programmed 2 highly rated friendly matches ahead of the new football season in the Southwest region. Details with sportsman Fabrice Kendinger.
Emerging Limbe-based Southwest Regional League side Option Sports Academy will begin their pre-season training this Wednesday, September 23, 2020, when they host current League 1 champions PW, the Social Football Club of Bamenda, at 3 p.m. at the community field in Limbe. The friendly game, described by pundits as a high-profile one for Option Sports Academy, comes on the heels of the announcement of the new regional league season set for November 9, 2020. The team, which has not been in camp since football activities in the country was suspended by the government in March following the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, will certainly have a daunting task to challenge the Abakwa boys, who resumed training some 2 weeks back and have already recorded a victory in one of their warm-up games. It was a 2-0 win over Dream Team on Sunday. That notwithstanding, Option Sports Academy is gradually inscribing their name in the Atlas of Football in Cameroon. They were due to represent the Southwest region at the 32nd finals of the Cup of Cameroon this year, but unfortunately the season was cancelled. The newly created club can boast of having one of the most experienced tactical genius in the region in Coach Walinjon Daniel, the former gaffer of Union Sportif of Douala. This makes the team a serious contender in any competition. The management of the team, under the general supervision of their president, Henry Neba Awantok, have also announced another top-quality friendly with League One side Panther Sportif of Dende, built for Saturday, September 26 at the same Limbe Community Field. The choices of friendly matches programmed for the regional league side tells of a team heading to the top, according to the president. Although both teams are using the match to better prepare for upcoming challenges, Option Sports Academy will want to go on record as a team to have defeated current Elite One champions, PW the Social Football Club of Bamenda, which will certainly be an achievement for the team. For now, let's wait and see, for no football match is won before it is played.
Press men and women have not stopped the general call for the release of press men arrested earlier today while on duty. The number stands at 4, with 2 from My Major Prime, Tamai Jarvis, journalist at My Major Prime, and Christian Tebong, technician at My Major Prime, were apprehended by forces of law and order earlier today while on duty. We're calling for the unconditional release of these journalists or members of the press. It is on that note that we end today's edition of Prime News on My Major Prime. Thanks for being a part. Join us tomorrow at 6:30 for another edition of Prime News. The news was compiled or produced by Ewane Airline Olinga, coordinated by Lasha Kinsley. My name is Genda Pojin Blanche King. Thanks for staying with us. Good night.